Hello everyone, in this lecture we are going to discuss about functions. Function is a piece of code that can be used over and over again, and if I want that function to perform something else, I can change the code of that function. Okay, so it also provides reusability. Uh, we already have so many built-in functions. Print is a built-in function in Python. For example, if I write something inside print, say I'm writing print Python, it will print Python. Input is a built-in function. If I want some value to be stored in input, I can simply write I input, and then inside this I can write a message. For example, uh, enter something, and when I press enter it will ask me to enter something, and then I can enter anything, JKL, and this value is being stored in I actually. So if I print the value of I, it will give me JKL. And if I want to store some value, some integer value, because whatever I get from input is going to be a string, so if I want that integer should be printed, whenever I'm using input statement, I will simply put int function before input. This is actually another concept in functions called callback. So one function is calling another function. So now if I enter 8, 8 is going to be an integer, because whatever I type using input, whatever the value I provide using input is going to be a string always. So here if I check the value of I, it is an integer. Otherwise, if I don't use int, if I simply say input, and now if I give the value 8 and check the type of I, it is going to be a string. So this is how this concept works, and this concept of using input inside int is called callback function. Usually these are the functions we have: input, int, print, and many more. What we are going to do today is called function making. It has two main parts. One is your leader and one will be your suit, and this whole function creation process takes definition and calling of functions. So I'm going to use gedit. It is an editor to create a code. So since I want to create a Python code and I'm giving the name of my file as y, so I'll write gedit.py. Okay, because I'm inside Python environment, so first I need to come out of it. So I'll simply write, now if I give the command gedit, okay, I'm going to use this file l.py. So I'll press enter, and as you can see my file has been opened. Now I will show you how we can create a function. So function creation process first takes the definition of a function, which includes def keyword. Then comes the name of the function. So for example, if I want to print something, say hello, so I can give any name. I've decided to give name hello. Then I'll put round brackets, colon, enter. I'm giving space here. This is one tab, and from here I'll start writing. This is the concept of indentation, which is very important in Python. So whenever I'm creating a function, whenever I'm defining a function, I have to have this second column, which is actually first tab. Many people have seen, are you also using space bar? But if you want to avoid any error, it's better you use one tab. So this is the name of the function. Now I want this function to do something, and what is it? I want it to print. Whenever I call it, I want it to print hello. Okay, so now onwards I'll just save my file. Sorry for the interruption. So I have saved my file. Now I will call it inside the editor. And how do we do that? To call a file, I'll simply write the name of the file after Python. Depends what Python version you're using. So if you're using Python 3, you'll write Python 3 and name of your file and .py. Py is for Python file. And okay, so Python is not found, so I'll use Python 3. Okay, see, now I've called the function but it is not doing anything. That is because I haven't called it, right? So I have to call this function first. So for that, what will I do? I'll open my file again. So this is the function, and I will call it using name of the function and round brackets. Save it and run the file again. It says hello because I'm calling that function. That's why it is saying hello. Another example I can give you is of addition of two numbers. So if I want to add two numbers and I want that user should tell what the value should be added, for that I can create another function. I'll use the same file. Instead of hello, now I'll give my function name add, that is add, and so what I want my function to do is user will provide some arguments and it will accept those arguments, say AB. After accepting those arguments, I want it to add them and then print the result. So I want it to print sum equals to C. So this is what I want this function to do. Now how will I call it? First of all, I will take some values from the user. So say y equals to, because I want this value to be an integer, I'll use int function, and inside this I'll use input function just to get the value from the user. So I want that a message should be printed on the screen that says enter number. After this I want to fetch another number, say v, and I will copy paste this statement. Okay, and then it will say enter another number. After getting these two numbers y and v, I will just call my add function. So I'm calling add, and since add is expecting two arguments, what are those two arguments? Y and v. Okay, so add yv, these two arguments are going to be passed to a and b parameters. So all the variables that I'm using inside function definition, inside these round brackets and function definition, are called parameters, and all the values that I'm passing in the function call are called function arguments. So this is my function call, and this is my function definition. Definition actually tells what the function is going to perform. Save your file, go to the terminal and run the code. So name of my file is, I'll clear the screen first. Okay, I'll run the file. So it says enter a number, I'll enter 8, enter another number 9, and sum equals to 17 because I had called that function. Similarly, I can perform so many things using a function. It is very easy actually. I can make this function do anything. And what is uh, best is about this calling a function is that once you have defined a function, you can call this function anywhere. Wherever you want to call it, you can call it. And you can also call it for any number of values, I can use some if else statement here and I can make it work for number of times. Suppose I want it to work for 5 choices. So I'll say for I in range 5. When I say 5, it will run from 0 to 4. So that is 5. Now since I'm using a for loop, I have to take care of indentation. What I want it to do is, it will ask for the input from the user and add those numbers. So I can save it, go to the terminal, enter a number 9, enter another number 10, sum is 19, enter a number 5, enter another number 7, and there you get the sum. It will keep asking because I have made it to run 5 times. Okay, so it says okay. I pressed some another number, that's why it is showing an error, right? For example, I said kkj, it is saying invalid literal for int with base 10 because I'm supposed to add integers, not literals. I'll run the program again. Enter number 5, another number 4, 9. So that's my first time. Then I'm giving other two numbers twice, and then I'll give other two numbers, another two numbers, another two numbers. There you go. So it will add all of the numbers 5 times. So this is how function works. There is this return type of a function. A function is supposed to return something, and if you don't provide a return type, it will always return none. In C and C++, we have this keyword called void. So none is usually used to represent that, and we will learn about none type in next video. So thank you for watching. Take care, and please subscribe to my channel.